Hey guys, how are you? Got a 5x5 because it was glitching a while ago. Let me see who I got in here. Let's see. I see Sharon, Michael G. Hey Michael, good to see you. G Nana, oh Huckleberry, Charmaine. Hey, Dusty Country Road, Sandy S. If I miss anything, put it down again, all caps, things like that. I'd appreciate it so I can see, or I'll get over here and go squirrel. Um, But anyways, I don't have a whole lot planned. We're just as I say, winging it over here. Miss Sharon's here. She's the boss. Listen to her. But anyways, I did oh, and then in my little banner, well not my banner, but thing I put down. Hey, Adriana, how are you? Good to see you. Thistle Moon, Simply Tony, all of you, I appreciate you being here. Is I had a thing. I said, well, today I want to make sure because there's so much nonsense and stress and negativity in the world, and it can beat us down. The list goes on. I talk about that. I was thinking last night when I scheduled it, I was like, anyone has any good news, praise report, no matter how big or small, throw it down because that becomes encouraging. Because I think it kind of puts things in perspective when we are constantly bombarded with stress and negativity going on, and that's how it is. It's good to recognize those things and share those with other people, and they share it. It helps. You know how they say about with negativity, make sure you have way more positive thoughts. Find something positive every day. I don't care how small it is, and replace that negativity with more positive things going on. And I see more people coming in here. Hey, Jersey girl. So if you have anything you want to if you want to share, don't go into too much detail. Don't, whatever you're comfortable with, you can put that down there. I think that's helpful. Hey, Grizz, how are you? Hey, Joe Morgan, how are you? But so if you have that, put that type of stuff down there. I mean, I know that we got all our. Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna put these up here because I think this is important. My husband's fine. So, well, congratulations. That is wonderful. In that timing, that is wonderful. I am happy for you. We were excited that we got the rest of all our fruit trees in. We got them all on the ground. You know how it is. And there's another thing. At certain areas in the field and way things are set up, you have watering systems. Then there's some things where you have to haul water. If you've ever had to haul water to do stuff, you'll know about yourself. But we're grateful we got those in. And even, more in the South, we have longer growing seasons. So we have things in the ground and stuff. I'm very grateful for all that. Good news. Oh, see now we have a special needs kiddos. That is like, I mean, public service announcement. When you have a special needs kiddo or something that tries something new for the first time, congratulations, mama, on that. That is wonderful. I'm happy for you. And if I missed anything, maybe I thought I missed something up here. I don't know. And make sure you're in what is it, all or live chat, all those things. Yeah, Joe Morgan, you got to replace the negative. When you're down, think of something good. That's what I'm saying. And I just think it's good, and even with us here, I've not gone to a lot of details, and that's just out of, respect and privacy about things with my mom. And each day we're grateful we have another day. And so yesterday, today, I'm grateful I have another day. Oh, I bet. I love you listening to drum lines. We used to play those videos and stuff and listen to them. And speaking of special needs kiddo, he's always loved that. So I bet you are a proud mama. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Hey, Satan Hunter, how are you? If I've missed anybody coming out, I'm so sorry. Yes, I do that all the time. So much things going on. Healthy. That's why people, how are you? What's going on? I say, I'm blessed. That's usually my go-to response is I'm blessed. Which I am, even in hard times and different things going on and stressors. It's like I really, I am. We're very blessed. Oh wow, yeah, I know about. I know all about those ejection fractures with cardiac stuff. Something I have to watch on mine, but that is low, and that's a good jump. So that is good news because that was low. Hey, Mary Miles, how are you? Let's see. It's like taking their first steps. It is, especially if you have kids with like sensory issues. I mean, there's adults like that aren't on like any kind of spectrum or anything, but they have severe, sensory issues or aversions to like food and stuff. I have adult friends that are just like, I just cannot. And they'll say, I have a childlike diet. I cannot eat certain. That just bothers them. Oh, I love hardtack. I need to make some more. I need to make some more hardtack. I make hardtack and I put it in the vacuum seal and different things, and we get into that, and we end up eating that, especially in the cold months, because we just throw a piece of it underneath. If we have like a stew or soup or something, we throw it in the bottom and then eat it. I need to make some more of that myself. Absolutely, absolutely. And we have to. And I mean, how many things do I, in general, not just myself, but I've brought it up and we've talked about. Plenty of other people talk about. Is so much of everything is turning your mindset. You know, is we gotta get control of that. Also, hey Deb, how are you? Let's see. Let's see. Hardtack favorite song. Yeah. See, I said the same thing. Huck knows. He'll get into that. Yeah. I've never had like. Well, that's not true. I have one food aversion that I do not mess with or like. It just grosses me out, and it's not a good one to have, and that is watermelon. My kids and Huckleberry mess with me all the time. I can't stand it. I won't the way that it. I don't know. I just don't eat it. It is. I think it's the texture or something. But I don't have things with textures of any other foods or anything. I've never been a picky eater. Oh, now I cannot. Now I do have sensory issues as far as like certain like fabrics or something on me that will irritate me. Absolutely. I can't stand the way it feels. Um, it is extremely hard, like a brick hard, like crack your teeth on it. It just is. It's like that. It's supposed to be though. It lasts forever. You get all the moisture out, and then you can store it, and it lasts. It lasts a very very long time. If you vacuum seal it, it lasts a really long time. Um, yeah, yeah. Other things. I just don't. I don't know what it is. Something about watermelon. I know, and I know it's fantastic. I recommend people all the time for hydration. A lot of people I say if they had issues with kidney stones, you take a warm as you can stand Epsom salt bath and you eat watermelon while you're in the bath. The Epsom salt will dilate it, and the watermelon will help flush that so much. Now, there's other things, apple cider vinegar and stuff will dissolve those, but somebody's trying to pass one or anything. I'm like, yeah, I eat this, but I don't eat watermelon. We grow it all the time. My family loves it. I just don't eat it. No, I mean, like I eat, cantaloupe, honeydew, all that, but I just, something about the texture or something of watermelon. I don't like. But see, Charmaine, you sit over here beside me. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. and it's very pretty and everything. Yeah, more watermelon for yeah. Him and my kids, they all eat it. That was just that one thing. But I'm actually I've never been a picky eater. It's weird. Oh, Jersey girl, I love sun-dried tomatoes. I know we had an abundance of tomatoes, and I was dehydrating them against sun-dried tomatoes, canning. I mean, we were just eating them, and now my kiddos will just eat them. Just eat, just they'll just get them and eat them. Make some watermelon jelly. Make me some watermelon jelly, Miss Sharon. I've never tried it. I just don't eat watermelon. It's a shame. I wish I did like it. It does have benefits. Oh yeah, I hear a lot of people say that. They don't like watermelon like flavored candy and I like a popsicle or something like that. I don't know. Um yeah, I love honeydew, cantaloupe. I love those. I eat those all the time. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is maybe the texture, and I don't have like a lot of texture issues, like as far as food goes. But something about that. But I don't like it on my hands either. But it's something about it. I know that's the only thing. I know. Here you go. One of my secrets. I have an ick factor to watermelon. You get Chris, I don't drink. I don't drink. Let's see. Yeah, artificial flavors, things like that. So now you know the watermelon thing. Which I didn't mean that to turn that into a whole thing, but that's one of my. I just don't. It's my bugaboo. I don't mess with watermelon. I grow it. We grow it a lot. Oh well, see now, Dusty. I don't eat Jello. Period. But I don't eat like things heavy and dye stuff like that. But no, I do. Jello just Jello just reminds me of when you were little and you were like really sick, and they would give you Jello, and I don't know why, but that's just what you got was Jello, and that's gross to me. I don't eat stuff like that though. It doesn't seem like real food or anything. I mean, I know gelatin where it comes from, but no, I don't eat that. Oh, you talking about wet cake, like poke cakes and stuff like that? Like, no, I love like upside down pineapple cake and stuff like that. Does that count does that count as a wet cake? Um, hey Rip, good to see you. Always good to see you in here. That's a good soul right there. And you, Rap Curl, you will think communities, channels you've never even heard of. He'll have them up on his community tab all the time. I've found so many videos, and I'll just sit there and let them play from Rip Curl. If I've missed anybody, y'all coming in, I'm so sorry. Love poke cake. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now pemmican, that's really good. I have a restaurant. Depending on where you live in the South, it'll run. You got to make it a lot thicker because it'll melt that animal fat. Um, but yeah, that's really good. And put cranberries and stuff in it. You get that stuff really dried. Oops. Sorry, I'm clicking all over the place here. But anyways, about all our food things. Everybody's gonna want snacks and desserts when we get done here. Oh, I did want to bring up one thing. I saw it. Old Tater Joe. Did y'all see his announcement to create the first ever the Federal Gun Control Office? Did y'all see that? Where that could lead? How about the history of that when they've done those things before? No, not this is the first ever like this, but we know the angle of what they're doing. And I won't say too much on here because you know how it goes. Is that right there should be your extra warnings if you need to stock up on any kind of freedom seeds and things like that. And in your stockpile, if that's what you choose to use and have, then you need to go ahead and do that type of stuff. In my opinion, I would just up that if you can. Absolutely. Tell Miss Sharon. Um, oh yeah. Anything they have to, well, the whole thing, they have to disarm. They're going to try, I should say. That's their goal because they won't be able to implement the things that they want to. And we know what their playbooks have been for a long time, what they've been doing. Absolutely. So we have and also, don't forget because it kept you offline because the warnings were what we gave out. So many people gave out, and I mean not just creators, but the announcement came out. I mean, is don't forget October 4th. There's going to be that a FEMA alert system thing that's going to go through everything. So remember when that goes off, what that's about. And just we always talk about kind of when fall, like when start going into winter for things, and they always use every opportunity they can. And when people are distracted or a weekend or anything like that, and the timing of what's going on in the world, um, you know, elections and stuff like that. It's all playing out. Just like all the over the counter medicine stuff. The announcements I have talked about that. Many people have talked about that. And going the timing right before when they did that, and then they're pulling it. I don't know if I peeped today. We just happened to run over to Walmart. We had to grab a couple things, and that area of like cold and flu medicine is low now. Whether it's been pulled or people are snatching it by now, I don't know. We don't use those type of things, but if you do and they work for you and your family need them, or you want to have them on hand just in case, which I think things like that is always a good idea. You never know. I would say grab it. That's just my 2 cents, as I say. Um, let's see. Hey James, how are you? If I've missed anything, I'm sorry. I'm surprised I'm caught up, but that's how it is. So I did want to bring like I said, I didn't have anything planned. But that's kind of how I run. I just kind of wing it. Nope, that's right. That's right. Thank you for saying it for me. No, you don't do that. No, no matter what, don't. That's when you just don't do that. I don't know. I think about that, and my thing is, I guess I say about all of it. Well, the illness type stuff, control, and wherever you stand with that, all of this is, it either has to be you agree with it and that is what you want also, or it's a very purposeful, I'm keeping my blinders on because I don't want to know and can't. There's no way at this point that people just like, oh, I just didn't get it or see it or know at this point. There's no way. It just can't be. Yeah, we go through cycles of that here ourselves. Like the little Walmart, I mean, like the Lysol, Clorox wipes, generic, or the other ones. Hey, Montana Nana, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, about this sleep. Yeah, like I was saying, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on in my chat. It freezes and it jumps up. So if I miss something, please put it down there again. Hey Roman, how are you? Good to see you. I listened to you. It's funny because you're the roaming prepper. Anybody that doesn't know roaming, I imagine you do. Go check him out. Great, great, great guy. It's odd because a lot of times when I catch your stuff or when you would do lives or your videos, I'm busy and active. So I will like grab my phone. I'm like playing you like on my phone as I'm doing stuff. And usually if I'm on my phone, I don't comment as much, it is bad. I apologize anyone I do that to, but because I'm busy, but I'm like, I'm hearing you, or I'm just like, and then I'm like, agreeing or shouting things out at my phone as if you can hear me, but you know how it goes. Let's see what Rip had to say. I can't believe Biden's new government from yeah. Because they have this false thing that how America used to be, or what the idea is. And I mean, could you imagine running and the ones who are not the ones that they're bringing in for us, their own agenda, and thinking I'm gonna have a better life, and I'm leaving from what they're already so far into what they're trying to implement here, and then it's the same thing. We had a dear friend, older woman. Her and her family were from Cuba long time ago. I think she was like a teenager, maybe, or something. They came over from Cuba, and the awful things that she said went on that. And then I remember her just like crying, talking about it, and saying, what are Americans doing? This is exactly how it happened. This is exactly what we went through and we left from. And they came over here and legally and established and made a life here. And she's much older now, but she was talking about the things that they went through, and that it was coming a long time ago, before the illness and everything. She kept saying, she said it's coming, and she was so upset over it. She was just heartbroken over that, because what they had left from. Um, Grizz, only you. Maybe they're trying to tell you something. uh, let me see. Oh, you're at home. Y'all write that down. He's at home. Good for you. He's always got just. I mean, you always just and you're. I mean, he now. Rowan is very calming. Like he's a calming. Like he's just like one of those people you listen to. He's just like kind of real, just kind of you know. I don't want to say low key, but he's just very kind of like, this is what it is. Unless. But then there's a couple times I've heard him get excited. He'll get excited. He gets worked up about something, usually because people are idiots. I've heard that a couple times. I had to laugh, but I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, he's a great channel. Yeah, I know we got to do that. I can't like sit here. It's awful. I try to catch things, or if I have a moment and I'm working at my desk, I will catch things. But yeah, I do. I listen a lot. Um, yeah, and you will also with the commenting from the phone, especially if it's a live. By the time I get it typed out and done, I mean everything's already moved on, and so then I just usually don't. But yeah. Exactly, Michael G. Exactly. You say all the things I can't, but yeah, right there, read that. Exactly. And that's exactly the same thing. And they repeat, history always repeats, and they always learn like, well, last time we did it kind of like this, or this happened with this when they try to do it. So we have to tweak it and do it a more modern way, and not do it as harsh as they did, to make it be like, oh, this is your idea. This is for your safety. This is, you know, how the games that they run. Oh yeah, got it. Yeah, stacking that wood, and that's another hard thing. Hauling water and stacking wood. Well, we have to do both. And oh, let me see what Romy. Um. Oh yeah. Yep. Isn't that awful? I mean, there's times I've just been like, well, all these other countries are going to be empty. They're all going to be here. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's terrible. I try to always, when sometimes we're human, things can seem overwhelming, and like, oh my gosh, look at all this. This cannot keep going on. I cannot believe this is the reality of the world, how the world is today that we live in. And then I try to put things in perspective, that this has to come to pass, and we do our part. We do our part, and then we kind of leave the rest to God. We help each other out. That's why if you can find your community, I know that's hard. A lot of times you kind of feel like the odd person out, or all alone in your local kind of community, somebody around you. I understand that for true like-minded people, and then you got to be careful. We talked about before about being careful. Um, hey, the Watchman, how are you? Glad you're here. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I don't know how far behind I am. Maybe she wants to come in and hang out. Maybe she wanted to listen to KC today. I have thought of that. Where is it? Roman, you're in Texas. You're in Texas. Is it? Where is it? They're building like a. Forgive me. Don't quote it if I say it wrong. How they worded it. It's like an immigrant city or something like that. They're making in Texas, and it can house like I don't know how many thousands and thousands of them. What's the? I don't remember the exacts on that. And but the ones that they show they're going in there. What are they always that we see on those things? They're military aged men. I mean, you'll see some families come here and there in the mix, but the majority, the higher percent is that age of men. But it's in Texas, and I heard about it, and I don't remember. Maybe Hope remembers, or one of you. Is it Houston? Maybe Dallas. I don't remember. Is it cooler where you're at? Yeah. Well, I'm in the South. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting on our cool, but it's cooler at night. We do most of our stuff still. That's how it's always kind of been. In the early morning and then in the late afternoon. That's what we do until sun goes. Now we've been out here, out back, and just at dark, just as it gets dusk and it goes down, putting things in the ground because it would be hot and it was the best thing. And then you're running from the mosquitoes. But yeah, it'll come quick. Let's see. Yeah, nothing ever. I mean, just this stuff with little Tater Jr. and all his stuff. Nothing ever seems to come about with those people. It's sickening. Oh yeah, all the stuff going on is awful. Washington, it is. It could be. I'm surprised Pickles isn't underneath my window here. Usually, if she hears us or something like that, she'll come around. She'll come, doing her talking or yelling at us. One, hey Kevin, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, I see some people. I think it is outside of Houston or something like that. And it was a ridiculous. Oh, Huck put it down here. Yeah, it was okay. It was like 75,000 immigrant. It was an immigrant city. That I mean, to me, that almost is like, what is this, a training facility? What are we talking about? What are y'all doing? I mean, it doesn't take much to figure that one out. Oh, really? I have to check that out. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Hey, Sandy. Good to see you. Oh, the wildfires. Y'all still haven't ripped where you're at? Oh, let me see. Romy knows. Romy has all the tea always. Let's see. Man camps to house these folks. Yeah, it's always that age group. Yeah, Houston. Thank you, Romy, for putting those details up as well. That's so concerning, and how anyone could think, oh, it's what they said it is. It's no big deal. That just sounds like a training facility to me. Let's house them all here and train them. But good gracious, Deb, you're way hotter than even we are. That's hot. Is that like an Arizona type thing? You don't have to put where you're at. That's hot. Yeah. And there's no way they could vet all of that stuff. There's no, don't get me started. Don't even get me started it's going to be a strike Sunday for me. Yeah. Is this the the upper end camp. Isn't there? But isn't there? I saw something about like a same type of camp because all the ones that were up in Canada, the Red Dragon ones up in Canada, and they said they had that kind of training thing. They had all these information on that, and then there was something right over the border they were finding. But I mean, we've said it a couple times. It's been talked about how much the Red Dragon owns over here, and they were buying up those private schools. I mean, forget the land alone that they have, and they had their own policing over here that said they were monitoring their citizens. Well, we don't monitor our citizens that are over there, but our government's allowed that. So, Ugh. Can y'all imagine? Can y'all imagine? Did you see all that stuff when they said that she was like, "I'm ready to take his seat if he's not well enough," and going, I thought, oh my gosh, I cannot even. I mean, he's bad enough. I cannot even stomach to hear her voice and her speech stuff. Can you imagine? That's bad enough. Those few that we have to hear. Yeah, that's the Southern thing. Romy knows he's in Texas. We got 2 seasons, hot and hotter. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, we have bok choy and lettuce, red cabbage. Let's see, snow peas, peppers, banana peppers, bell peppers, tomatoes. We have that type of stuff in the ground here, and then all our fruit trees and stuff. Oh yeah, all in that same club. They're all in that same club. They all have the same armband. Me too, roaming. My goodness. We're in the 60s at night. So that's good to me. Good gracious. Like that quick? Oh, it must be that certain change they are talking about. I get it. Let's see. Oh, you have to let us know. You can do. I'm sure you'll do a video on that, right? You have to let us see. That would be great. I'm looking forward to that. Gosh, am I way behind on chat? I'm sorry, guys. That's just how I do, especially on Sundays. I'm just relaxing. I can second that. I don't see them come up either. Hey, Marie, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. I did hear that Montana Nana. I also hear them say do that, but they're silencing a lot. Like I still get surprised, and I'm going to go over some book things in just a minute. That I had picked up, and I wanted to share with you guys. And they're free books, so if you can find them, snatch them up. Let's see, and hopefully I'm not missing anything. Bye, Michael G. You have a good day. Be blessed. Hey, Sugar Drops, how are you? Good to see you. Let me see if I don't miss anything, and if it's directly to me, put Casey in all caps like you got. Hey, McBean, good to see you. You go make that poke cake, Rip. I guess, well, like some people don't like how bread pudding is, and bread pudding it can be delicious or it can be a hot mess. Maybe that's the type of texture. I can't remember who said they didn't like it. Oh yeah, well, in Montana, I bet you are. There's certain things we grow all year here, even outside. You can grow them all year, and that is a blessing. Now, July and August, you're like, miserable. But that's that good every place, the good and bad. When I hear about some of you guys' places that are like Montana, the snow and stuff that people get, Oh my goodness. I wouldn't know how to react, but that's just not what I'm accustomed to. But then people will say to me, "Well, how do you just there's hurricanes, all these hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff all every year. You have that." And I don't know any different. This is the only place I've ever been. So it's just I guess what we're accustomed to. Oh, Grizz, you doing your shortwave radio? Oh, really? I have to start doing that too. I am sure. I'm sure on that. Um, hey, Colleen. That's okay if you're late. And there's always the replay gang. I appreciate all you replay gang people as well sitting over there. I love all you guys. Let's see. Hey, Michigan Outpost, how are you? I appreciate all you guys. I do. I love you guys. Y'all my community over here. And then I miss my Sunday because well, you see, we're just hanging out. And I get behind and I go squirrel and I just wing it. But we hang out and I enjoy it. Okay, Roman, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, tell them. Hit that thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. YouTube stuff for me. I appreciate it. Okra. When we grow okra, I mean, you got to have a field of okra because we do okra, and it's like you get one off of each plant at a time, and we would have to go like all seasons just to get a full bag. And as I get them, I'd put them in the freezer, and then I would like pickle them, or if you're going to put them in like a stew or something, or however you want to eat them. I don't know. It just seems like those and asparagus. Asparagus take forever to grow. Well, Okay, Michigan, y'all enjoy. Hey, Melvin. Oh, goldenrod, yes. By that season, I passed something earlier. I saw a ton earlier or yesterday, I think, when I was out, and I saw a ton of mullein in this one field I had passed, and I was like, that's a good one to have. You gotta have that one because when I talk about foraging, if you are even the slightest bit in doubt or unsure, leave it alone. Please always be safe. That can be very dangerous. Let's see. Oh yeah. Clover and stuff. Huck just put in some buckwheat in an area of the garden that is tilled over, and you put that down, then you till it back into it for your soil and all that. He had just recently done that. We've been watering that down too. The only two. Oh, yeah, I got a heap of people to feed Thistle Moon, so I got to have it took a whole season and then some to fill up like a big freezer bag. Garlic, garlic's one of those, you can do garlic from store-bought garlic. Just take a clove when it starts to have the green sprout come of it, and you just plant those. You just plant those, and then when you harvest them, they usually kind of take care of themselves usually. From everything I don't pay a lot of attention to mine. I put them in, like a lot of times I'll do mine in grow bags. And they kind of just, I haven't had a baby any of mine doing that. You don't want overly saturated soil, but not super dry, sandy soil. Because they can get kind of that rot if it's just saturated, not well drained. So let me talk to y'all. Okay, so where we go, if you have, we do local places. If you have like a health food store or like a vitamin place, and I'm not talking about something like I'm not talking about something like a GNC or anything like that. Usually they're health food stores or a local vitamin place. I think maybe Sunflower. I think that's more of a chain one. We use both places in North Carolina. Here in Florida, we use a local place that we always use. In there, a lot of times they'll have, if you know anything about like Terry Talks Nutrition, and that he's a guy that's and Terry Lemerond, I believe is his last name. He'll have all this free information in these pamphlets and books. So I went in there the other day because I had to pick up just some stock stuff to have on hand to keep up with our supplement type things. And there's You can see how like thick some of these books are. These are free books that he has out, and there's other ones that can be like ones that you would stick in a 3-ring binder. They're about that size. It's like a front and back. Sometimes they open up and they unfold. So a lot of these I can't talk on here because YouTube is petty, and they play along with the game. But so there's these. See what this type of stuff is? Now you do what's best for you. I'm not saying anything. You do what's best for you. Your doctor. Be smart. Remember my disclaimer. All that. But here it is. Terry, and it's like Terry Talks. They have all these books. These are free books they will have because he gives a lot of his information. He'll give these out for free. They'll just be on tables up there because they carry his like the supplements and stuff that they recommend for this. But there's tons of good information on how you can do and break down and understanding why things happen in our body. There's different ones. So there's this one. Okay. And I picked these are the ones I just picked up last week. This same guy, Terry Talks Nutrition, and you can even look him up. And if you find anyone that has his stuff, they're going to have an area that's going to have all these free pamphlets and books. Whatever, I like everybody is different on what you like, but I lean towards more Mediterranean. I hate the word diet. If you follow me, I hate that word, but I lean towards that. But there's all kinds of different ones. Another one of his, and I talk all the time about your liver. If your liver is taxed, if it's overworked, if it's congested, you're going to snowball with a lot of issues. So here's another one. But these are all. I have a video that talks about stress, anxiety, high cortisol levels from way back. But same thing. Terry, he did this one too. These are all. And when I say this, you'll never be sorry for having hard copies. And if this is free stuff, you may be like, oh, I don't have, thyroid issues, or I don't have high blood sugar. Well, somebody in your community may end up, or you may up, or family member or something. These are wonderful. These are wonderful little things to have on hand. And these, I just picked these up. They were all on the table, and there was a lot more that I didn't get. A lot of his things I have. This one is by Robert Thompson, though. He's an MD as well. This has information about thyroid, and iodine and different things like that, which also goes beyond just health matters as far as protective things. If you have a health food store locally near you or close by to go to, or a vitamin shop, not the store vitamin shop, there is a vitamin shop. And both of mine we use are local, independent people that we use. I just picked these up because I can never have enough hard copies of things. I just don't feel like I can. You can. I think it's safe, and I want to share them with you because I encourage you to go look for them. Oh, that's great. Yarrow's fantastic. In Goldwater, you got to make sure your lookalikes. And I just got to throw that out there because I work, and I want everybody to be safe. But if you know what it is, go look on. Let's see, herb stores, anything. A lot of different herb stores, a lot of different places will have that. Like a health food store, like the one in North Carolina, the one here is very similar but very different. And like even if they would have bulk amount of dried herbs and spices already, that's where I get mine. And they have supplements, vitamins, nutrition, that type of stuff. A lot of them you will carry like essential oils and different things like that. I just encourage you to have things on hand. Now, and it may be something like, I don't have that. I don't have that health. Nobody in my family has that. Well, somebody, everything falls and nobody can look up anything or get any health care. I would just have things on hand and understanding things because we never know. We don't have those type of issues a lot, but I help other people. So I have things on hand as well. If I have extras or something, I hand them out and give them to somebody. Miss Sharon, you're so silly. Do a liver detox. Milk thistle, dandelion. Dandelion tea, you can drink that. What's that? That's that famous way that I got my shirt. Put some honey in it and get over it. But yeah, dandelion tea, dandelion root tea, milk thistle. You'll be fine. That's my opinion. I mean, don't go against your doctor's orders. That's what I mean. A lot of people can be deficient. Now, there's people who should not. Don't everyone just oh my gosh, I heard this and I'm going to take iodine. There are people who cannot. There's some people who cannot take iodine if they have like an autoimmune thing or like they have a goiter or something. You can't take it, but a lot of people feel better just from that. They'll just be deficient. Hey, KP, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I've always, yeah, that's never went away for me. And then me growing up into that, that's just what it is. Thank God for the culture and everything I come from, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. And learn how to use them dry. And if you can dehydrate them, you can pretty much any herb. If you can dehydrate it, you can use that later down the road and it's going to keep for a long time. I mean, most of them, and some of them you have to dry before you do. They do best if if you're going to make a tincture or tea. Yes, you can use fresh ones also, but you're still going to get that out of that. Absolutely, I would do all of that. Getting some rain, KP. I hear you. But I wanted to share. I want to share that with you as well. Let's see. I'm making sure I haven't missed anything. Again, if I've missed something, put it down there again. I'm not ignoring anyone. I probably just overlook it. I'd appreciate it. But those are some things. Keep an eye out. Do it now, before, because even they're cracking down on things we can talk about on here and social media platforms and things that they're cracking down on. They've been talking about. I really have a strong feeling they're also going to crack down on things in like local health food stores and stuff. Eventually, they're going to try to go after different things like that. I mean, they're just going to, because they want to gain that control. That's why your local mom and pop places, which I'm about supporting those type of places anyways, way more than I am chain. But sometimes you got to use what you can get, what's in your area or whatever. Hey Guardsman, how are you? Good to see you. Some of the herbs, are they in containers or are they in the ground? So if they're in containers, bring them inside. And if you have a very simple, cheap grow lights, they'll be just fine. Or in a windowsill, they'll be just fine. And then there is a thing, and Huck can probably help you on this also. You can look it up or anything. Is even if you make the little miniature hoop type greenhouse, and it's like PVC pipe. It's like a half hoop. You make it and you just put that certain type of heavy duty plastic over it, and it's something that's just enough that you could pick it up and move it on and off, like with a wood frame, depending on how your area is set up where you have them. If they're in the ground, that will help keep them through the winter as well. So one of those may be an option for you. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. And ground. Yeah, I would try that. I would try the hoop thing. It's like a miniature greenhouse that you can move and put on things. And sometimes they probably have some that are already pre-made and you can buy them like that as well, whatever is more convenient. But I would try that. And I mean, you're not in a harsh area, but even places I've seen like in really harsh, the middle, northern areas, people have used those. Guardsman, I'm sorry. I hope it gets better for you. Clear plastic bins. That's a great idea. And just put it over that. As long as they can get a bit of sun, that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that, Jersey girl. Yeah, just to keep the because the cold, like it'll get a cold rain and then it'll frost over. It's the frost and the wind that'll get to it. Um, yeah, yeah. I think they want to make all that. They're gonna be living large in their little made cities and bunkers because they're evil. But that's okay. Yeah. Um, yeah. This is, and I know y'all are talking, but I'm just gonna get in y'all's conversation. Is I've been for a long time. And Huck and I have talked about this a long time. I think they're going to try to make it just a two-tier society. I think that's what they're absolutely going to do. Yes, I'm gonna give more credit to Jersey Girl. I didn't even think about that. See, I was making more work for you, Miss Sharon. Ask Jersey Girl. I think about the mini greenhouses, and we've made those little hoop things before. And in the heavy South here, you got to use some of those taller sometimes, even because even something that requires full sun will get scorched in the South. Um, oh, planting hacks. You throw them all down there. Any any helpful tips? I'm always looking for different things, and thank anyone that ever shares anything like that. It's greatly appreciated because we can all help each other out. There'll be things we've been doing that, like I've been doing this my whole life this way, and somebody will throw something down and like, hey, never thought about that. That makes it so much simpler, or this works so much better. I appreciate y'all sharing that and helping each other out. Yeah. Um, I think you have to let some bit of sunlight has to get on them, or they'll die anyways. Is my angle for it? Is some bit of light has to get to them. But I mean, whatever works. I mean, if you're covering just because, like, oh, we had a late frost, like when we were in North Carolina, we had a late frost. We're having in 20s in April, which was unheard of for there, and we would have to go. You could cover your stuff if you're going to have like that is or I should say yeah, like a late frost, you have to cover it. But as far as like kind of more all the time through the whole season, you need to have that greenhouse effect where some sunlight can get in. Is what I meant. A lot of my herbs I have in containers, mainly because of the move, but sometimes also because they would take over other areas. And a lot this past season, a lot which we didn't bring it was those the little kiddie pools, the little plastic pools are like blue or pink or something like that. I put a ton of herbs. My herbs did fantastic in those. And it was kind of a container garden that worked well. Um, oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead. And if I've missed anything, I'm sorry. You talking about somebody talking about the iodine test. Is that what you're talking about, Huck? I probably missed something, and I apologize. Is that what you're talking about? This Andy? You talking about the iodine, the little square? You do? Oh, pecan. I love pecans. Okay, our discussion. Do we say pecans or pecans? Because I say both, and it really depends on what I'm talking about. Isn't that awful? It's weird, isn't it? Pecans, pecans. It's always a debate. Um, yeah. Oh, see, yeah, that's good. If you, oh, sorry, you take them all on off. I agree. Great idea. Yeah, I did mine in a kiddie pool. Now, the ones I have here are all in like, some are in pots and some are in grow bags. Um, that's how I have mine. I just found that they did better. Maybe I could contain them differently. Pecans. See, you say pecans too. Yeah, I think it depends on where most people are. My Paul said pecans. That's how I say it. Yep. Both. I do. I usually say pecans, but sometimes I say pecan pie, pecan pie. I think I say both of that one when I do that one, which is a favorite around here. I don't use corn syrup or anything when I make pecan pie, which we eat that. That's a favorite. And Huck likes that one all year. It doesn't have to be a fall thing. I wish I wish we did have a pecan tree. See, that's a pecan. It's same. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Oh man, that's crazy. Really? Oh man, that's awful. That's awful for our society that this is where we are. It really is. Store bags. Gordon, thanks for sharing all your stuff. Anyone have anything going on? Throw it down there. Or anything you want to share before I wrap up today? Throw it down there. I appreciate all you guys. I love my laid back Sunday chat. So I was like gone 2 weeks. I think I was gone 2 weeks. And even though it's only once a week, when you do this, when it's like I haven't been up there for 2 weeks, it seems like you missed a lot. I missed doing a lot more. Is that so they don't say anything to you? Like we have to straighten up our southern accent when they yeah, I think we probably do that. Depending on who we're like, I can't. That's my accent can go from 0 to cornbread. Especially if I get worked up, it'll get real thick. Ass Huck, he's seen me like that before. They don't know what pecan is, right? Pecan. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Northerners say pecan. I think they say pecan. Maybe out west, I'm not sure. Hey, Yardbird. Oops. How are you? I'm just clicking all over the place. Thank you. I appreciate you. Pecan pie made from pecans from pecan tree. That's about how it goes. It really, I'll switch it up and not even realize it. I don't know what changes that. Okay, yeah, about the iodine, and I'm not trying to jump in here. I thought that's what Huck was probably talking about. Yeah, if it's gone within an hour or two, just like she said, you're deficient. I've done that a couple times, just on. Let me hide this so you can see. Just on your inner arm, like right here. Just paint on a square. Just paint a square and watch it. It should stay at least 5 hours, they say. But if you are deficient, say you put it on there and your body just gobbles it up and it absorbs it super quick and like it's gone. It absorbs or gets super light within an hour to 2 hours. Then you just do that every day until it stays at least 5 hours. Because your body's going to take it where it needs to go. So that's a good way to test. Some people don't agree with it. You do what's best for you. Be safe. But that is a good way. And that's something they used way back when they did, and they would paint it on, and that will test you. Now, is it 100% accurate? Because we metabolize and absorb things, differently. And don't wash it off. Don't get water on, that area, and just watch it. Just like they said. And that's just a test. I've done it recently. I did it several months ago. I just did it as a test and put it on there just to see. Now, of course, some people are allergic to iodine. If you've never put iodine, true iodine, pure iodine on how it goes, if you've never put that on you and you have a reaction, you're going to know. Hey, Mary Miles, I will definitely keep praying for you. I've been praying about that I will definitely keep praying for you about that. Absolutely. God knows. He already knows. He already knows where you're going to be and where it's going to be. It's just hard for us. The waiting. It's like the waiting in the hallways. You're waiting for that door to open, and you're in the hallways, and the more you're standing there, the more anxious you can kind of get. So God knows, though. And I am praying for you. Oh, you're okay. You say both. Okay. Yes. Tell Miss Sharon, always. Very true. I appreciate all you guys. Pecan in Pennsylvania. Pecan. Pecan pie. Pecan pie. Oh my. Really? 30 minutes? Did you feel bad when you did it? If not, I would do it every day. If you're able to, I would do it every day. If it went really quick like that, your body was absorbing it, eating it up. And then see is until it lasts at least over 2 hours. I would just, I mean, you do what is best for you, but that's, if it was me, that's what I would do. Yeah, we're talking about iodine, how you can put it like liquid iodine. You paint it a little square on the inner side of your arm, and that's how you can kind of do a rough base testing to see, are you deficient? And it's a good way if your body absorbs it very quickly, which is in under 2 hours, then you're probably low or can be deficient. And you want it to last up to 5 hours, at least over 2 hours. That's a good way to look at that. Yeah. Yeah. And it depends on your metabolizing things. There's no 100% only way. But if we're talking about you're not doing stuff, now I do things a little different than most. I get it. That's how I am. Always fly against the wind. That's how I do it. But you do what you're comfortable. If you're having severe symptoms of iodine deficiency, look that up. Then, if you want to visit your doctor or do something, do that. But that won't hurt you. Now, there's certain people who don't need iodine. I talked about that earlier. If you have certain autoimmune things, goiters or anything like that, people don't need iodine. So people have reactions to iodine. So be safe and be smart, if you have any things like that. Oh, it may be deficiency in things. It may be different deficiencies. So you can keep trying that a couple days, see how you do after you've been doing it until it gets where it stays longer. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because I got things to go. I got things to do. That's how it goes around here until about dark. We kind of go from sun up to sundown, but that's life. That's how we run things. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping each other in chat. Keep doing all the things, getting ready, but don't forget your self-care and to don't let things consume you. Even prepping, don't let it consume you. We do our part, leave the rest to God. And so I'm gonna leave that with you guys, and I will see you next time. Everyone, be safe. Love y'all.